there.
Stress, it's inevitable, especially on days like today when you have to go outside. But what's a good way to manage it without causing yourself more stress? Well, joining us with tips is licensed therapist Christian Smith. He's from Change Happens Incorporated in Chicopee. We're talking about good stress versus bad stress, because stress is inevitable, so there is such a thing as good stress.
Yeah, there is. It's called, there's eustress and distress. Now, good stress is, it's like that stress where you're pushed to the limit. Maybe you have a deadline, and sometimes people say, I work best under pressure.
Oh yeah,
that's the kind of stress that we're talking about.
So that's the good kind of stress.
Yeah, it pushes you to perform.
But there's also the bad kind of stress, and that's pretty much the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, stress is subjective, so some things can be stressful to some people, and then others not so much. But distress, they're all things that we have in our lives that are generally distressing to us, and those are the things that we have to try to manage.
And there's also stress elimination and stress management, and there's kind of one and the other. How do you balance the two?
Well, I think the thing is, it's really hard to eliminate stress.
It's almost impossible because
you can't do it.
It's there, and it's going to keep adding up, and everything makes you a little bit more stressful.
Yeah. So what you want to try to do is manage your stress, and focus on how do I manage it, because I'm not going to eliminate it. It's always going to be there. I just have to adapt.
So one of those things, the faster you give in to yourself and you say, there's going to be stress in my life, the faster you can kind of manage it properly.
Yeah.
And one of the ways that you say to manage stress properly is to prioritize self-care, and you have a great demonstration here to show us what it's all about.
Yes. So what I have here is, we have some large rocks, small rocks, and sand. And the large rocks kind of represent the things that have a high priority in our lives. And self-care might be one of those things that doesn't always carry high priority, but maybe we should value it a little bit more.
So those rocks might be, you know, kids, family, job, those things, the big things in life.
Yep.
So we put a couple of those in? Or
Well,
do we
the
wait
challenge
till
is
later?
we're trying to get all of these into one glass.
And that's the tricky part. If this is your life, not all of this fits in there.
So that's what we're going to try to do. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to get these rocks in here.
And the rocks, once again, it's the big stuff.
This is the big stuff.
And that stuff's not leaving anytime soon.
Nope. It's got to be there.
Which is both the good and the bad part, I guess, about it. Because they're the great things in your life, but like family, you know, a lot of things bring a lot of stress in your life. So it's important to deal with them. And now what about these medium-sized rocks? What are these?
Now the medium-sized rocks, these are like, you know, maybe this is some things that are important but not as important. Maybe there are some obligations or requests people may have for you.
Or maybe it's like your chore list. You know, I need to do this, I need to clean the gutters, I need to shovel. So those things, yeah, they fill up.
Yep. We're trying to get all these things in here.
And that's the thing, it's impossible. You don't have all the large rocks in, you can't fit all the small rocks in, because your day is pretty much full already. Now, what does the sand represent?
Now, the sand represents those little things that always come up that we can't, you know. Honestly, these are the things that sometimes that take precedence, because they're the immediate things that the fires that we have to put out around us. And so these are the things that sometimes can take up all of our time.
And there's the rest of it. So yeah, where are you in there? There's nothing that you can do for yourself. So I guess your biggest tip might be to find those times in your life where you can take a moment for yourself, de-stress a little bit. And one of the things that you say that we can do is use our senses. And I know at Yankee Candle, Ashley was just looking at all the different kinds of candles. You can use smell to really help you out.
Yes. You can use smell, sight. I mean, looking at a nice image or a sunset, going outside in nature.
You're saying maybe having a good meal, tasting a really delightful meal.
I mean, most people love to eat. I know I do. So that's always relaxing.
Well, Christian, keep filling this up, because it's a hard thing to do. It's saying it's impossible, but we'll be back in a little bit to talk about even more tips. Also ahead,